And so glad you're with us here at HSN. Have you gotten your most recent air conditioning bill lately? Because lately, I did, and it was $529. It's June 9th. Do I seem and appear mad? I am. I'm bringing this up because, you know, there's a way that we can control the costs and still live in a really comfortable environment. And I'm really excited tonight to have the DeLonghi portable AC unit available. First time ever, brand new, never seen until today on HSN. Here's what I'm excited about. It's the strongest and most powerful and the largest BTU, 14,000 BTU British thermal units. That is power. That's what you need. This is enough power to be able to cool down like a 600 square foot small apartment in New York City or a 3-car garage in a couple of moments. So 14,000, important to know that number. We've never had this before. It's the most powerful unit you can find or buy anywhere. And at HSN tonight, we have this at an amazing price. In fact, you're gonna get this in your box when you get your portable AC unit. And it's also a dehumidifier and a fan, incidentally. But you're gonna get a $50 mail-in rebate. Send this puppy in the day you get it. You're gonna get a $50 check back in the mail. And the bottom line here is beyond that, you will pay for this really probably within the first couple of months of the summer if you want to do a little bit of zone cooling. We talk about this a lot in the winter where we're at zone heating, but this is about cooling maybe just the room that you're living in instead of keeping the back bedroom cooled or the upstairs, you know, with the AC pumping into a space that you don't even live that much in. So with all of that being said, this is the coolest item. It's brought to us from DeLonghi, which is an Italian company that are just the leaders in the industry. And this is that unit that requires like this much assembly. Literally it comes out of the box assembled. And to put this into any kind of a window, even a sliding glass door, we'll show you it comes with all the attachments that you need. Now, if you go to hsn.com, I just wanted to point out that we offered, in fact, I offered recently the 13,000 BTU at the same price, and it is sold out. But right now we're offering a 14,000 BTU at this price with free shipping and available for you on flexible payments. So one payment is all that's required to get this delivered to your front door. So we're going to introduce you to Julie Truster.
Hi,
it's great to see you. We sold that other unit out together last week.
Yes, and I have to say that with the 14,000, this is the lowest price that it'll ever be all season. So, and it's our most powerful, as you said, so 14,000 BTUs. That means that it's going to cool down a room up to 600 square feet. That's big, your large rooms. And we know for a fact, last year, record-breaking temperatures already. Today in Tampa, it was 100. My mom said in Kansas City, it was 92. So what you're looking at there, all the red, is the heat. That's as hot as it can get. And we're only, like you said, it's June 9th. We have
it's not even officially summer.
It's not even summer, right?
I know.
And we know that our summers are lasting longer. So this is DeLonghi's most powerful. In fact, 14,000 BTUs is the most powerful. You can't get anything stronger than that. So a couple things about it. It's portable. It comes fully assembled. No tools are required to put it together. Caster wheels are already installed on it. So what's nice about it is you can move it from room to room. And I want to show, we've been talking about the 14,000 BTUs. That's the first time that HSN has had a portable AC that strong. Look how powerful. I instantly turn it on and it's lower than freezing.
That's crazy.
And I can tell just by the feel of it, my arm was freezing off earlier when I was holding this. So look at this, we're in the teens after just seconds on this. This is powerful. It also has a high, medium, and low, and this is on the low setting. So imagine that.
Oh my gosh, it's on the low setting.
This is on the lowest setting. Oh my goodness, we're at 11.
11
Wait,
degrees.
Is that right?
Are you serious
11.
Right now? Granted, your room won't become that temperature, but what's coming out of, boy, you know what?
It's cold.
Now I see why that 14 number makes such a big difference. You want more power. You don't want some little wimpy thing pumping out a little bit of cool air. You want cold and powerful so you can feel it that much faster.
Exactly. And this is your air conditioner. This is a dehumidifier, and it's a fan at 14,000 BTUs. Now, another thing about it, if you're price shopping, usually 14,000 BTUs, you're going to pay around $600. And the other thing, most of them have 2 exhaust hoses where it exhausts the heat and humidity out the window. So you have to hook up 2 things. DeLonghi has engineered this where it's so efficient that they only need 1 hose, just like our other ones.
That's
just
right.
At 13,000.
And that makes your, ease of use so important. And we're going to show you some footage, and we're going to demo it right here in the studio so you can see it works on any kind of window. So 1 hose, not 2. And it also has something super important in terms of technology, and it's called BioSilver.
Yeah.
So don't go get something that doesn't have BioSilver, because you're going to deal with probably a bigger issue aside from just being uncomfortable in a hot room, right?
Right. You'll be dealing with mold and mildew.
Right.
So that's the filter that Callie's talking about. It's called a BioSilver filter. It's a permanent filter. You never ever have to buy or replace a filter. It comes with it, but it inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria. So it's not recycled back into the air. So other units, they end up over time looking like this, and a lot of them have water buckets in it. So there's standing water, and then you end up breathing this, and you might wake up with a runny nose or a sore throat. Here's DeLonghi's filter. Yeah. And it's BioSilver technology. This is exclusive to DeLonghi, and again, it's permanent, which is a big deal. But let's talk about installation for a minute, because the best thing about it, it comes fully assembled. Your caster wheels are already on. No tools are required to put it together.
Don't you love that?
In case you missed it, no tools, okay? You don't have to use a screwdriver. You don't have to ask your husband. I did it myself because they
and she's
said,
a tiny little thing.
I like this little thing. And then I'm having my daughter now. She's toting it from room to room.
Because
yes.
don't we all have, you have an older home, and I know, so I mean, right? I mean, do you have one room that's like, it's just toasty? For me, it's my upstairs.
Yeah.
Maybe for you, it's a back bedroom. And maybe that's the only room you're going to use this in when you're in it. And if you're not in it, you can wheel it back out to another room and let it cool down that space. That's the cool part of having the portability aspect of it.
Yeah, and we all have that one room or that one area of our house. Okay, so let me show you installation. 5-minute installation. It also, when it comes to your house right here, it's going to come with a quick start guide right there, which has words and pictures. In case you don't want to read it, you can read that. And again, no tools, no assembly required. So, okay, comes with your hose right here. It's a flexible stretch hose right here that you attach to the back. And again, only one. DeLonghi has engineered it, even though it's 14,000 BTUs. Usually there are 2. So I love that there's just one. And then if you're looking at your windows, all portable air conditioners need a way to vent the heat and the humidity out the window. So this is DeLonghi's system right here. You've got the hose, and check out to install it. I mentioned no tools are required. It'll fit a window that goes up and down like this one, or the ones that slide side to side. And DeLonghi uses right here, here's their adapter, and it'll fit, in case you want to measure your window, it'll fit a window 20 inches to 47 inches. And you can see how it slides just like this. So you go over to your window, you put it in like this, you fit it edge to edge, you don't have to screw it in. You put your window down, you plug it into a standard socket. We have ours plugged in on the other side. Also, by the way, if it's a regular household current, so you don't have to have anything special, you turn it on, and that is it. Now, because it's on caster wheels, you can move it. So what my daughter does, because we're living in a house at 1920s, it's not properly insulated. At night, our upstairs, it's brutal. So we've been shutting our air conditioner off. She uses this in her bedroom, but she's this little itty bitty thing. She can roll it. So she takes it out of my office window, and she just rolls it like this right into her bedroom, and then she can turn it on. So it's caster wheels, so it's portable. Maybe you want to take it out to the garage, or if you have that, maybe it's in your master bedroom at night. Those large rooms, this is the most powerful we've ever had. I'm going to show you.
So when you think about just being able to turn that air conditioning up a couple of degrees, you know what? This was going to cool that space down so much faster. And again, if it's the space you're living in, maybe like me, it's like my son is gone now. I don't need to keep his room air conditioned. I don't need to keep the upstairs air conditioned. Why not just cool the, turn that temperature up a few degrees and use this unit in the space that you're in most of the time? I think most of us are going to be able to pay for this in probably this summer. When you think about a $200 difference too between our price, actually $4.99 at HSN, it retails for $5.99. We're shipping it to your front door free. That's a huge savings, and then spreading this over the course of 5 months. So you're just paying for like a portion of it, but you'll get it delivered right now. So if you're already feeling the heat of the summer, get this. Don't wait on it because it doesn't get more powerful. It's the best price in the nation.
Oh my gosh, I don't think
it's
8 degrees and my hand is frozen. It's 8 degrees.
That is so cool.
And what we're doing is we're measuring the the air that's coming right out from here. Okay, let me show you right on here just so you can see, because a couple new things. It has a remote control, so you can be laying in bed and you can adjust the thermostat. A couple other things. Here's your on-off button. Here's your mode, so you can simply go from your air conditioner to your dehumidifier to your fan. Here's your adjustable thermostat. You can adjust it on the main unit. All the same features are on your remote control. So you can be laying in bed and you can turn it up or down. Just make it to whatever you're comfortable with. The fan, believe it or not, it was at 9 degrees and we have it on low. It has a low, medium, and high. It's going to cool down your room in about 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. This is our most powerful. And then if you want to save money, it has a timer. So this is a programmable timer that you can... That's a great feature. Yeah, you can set it to turn on at a certain time or set it to turn off at a certain time.
Something else I'm really excited to show you that this features that most others don't, and that's the ability for you to never have to deal with taking out a big old bucket of water and worrying about if it's become your dehumidifier, because it works beautifully that way as well. You don't need the bucket and pail method, because it actually...
No buckets.
Doesn't it kind of recirculate, or it absorbs and recirculates the air?
Recycles the air and it converts it into a vapor. So maybe if you've had other units, you've been maybe emptying trays, drip trays. Yeah, so here it is. It recycles the air. It pulls in that humidity and it recycles it into a vapor. There are no drips inside your house or outside of your house. That's probably the #1 selling feature. So no drips with the DeLonghi, and that's exclusive to the DeLonghi. In case you're just tuning in, I want to mention again that this is the most BTUs that we have ever had on HSN. It's 14,000. That's going to cool down a room that's about up to 600 square feet. Think of a 3-car garage or a 600 square foot small apartment. Think of those high ceilings or your living rooms with the kitchen attached or your master bedrooms. This is portable, so you can take it out to the garage or you can take it down to the basement. You can even switch it in that dehumidifier mode if you just want to take the humidity out of the air. And I know we've had callers that said it's not really that hot, but it's really humid right now, so we have it in that dehumidifier mode.
One more thing I wanted to point out for our customers: if you are an HSN card holder, we've got 9-month VIP financing for you on this unit. So you're paying only $61.11 to be precise to get this delivered. One payment, and we hold the balance, whether you use regular flex pay or VIP financing. I just wanted to point out those financing options, because you're not getting hit. Your card doesn't get hit with the full purchase price, even though our price is as low as you're going to find anywhere in the country because of that $50 price savings. Take advantage of this and get it here. Don't go find this in another store and pay more to get it. We'll ship it to you. That's another convenience. You'll have it in a couple of days. By using FlexPay doesn't mean that you have to wait for those 5 or 9 months. We get it to you we get it off to you starting tomorrow morning. So knowing that you're going to have the experience of being comfortable. There's nothing worse than being in bed and you're like, oh my gosh, it is so hot, and there's no way I'm going to get to sleep tonight because it's too hot and my air conditioner is... Even if you want to go turn the thermostat down and you have to get up and go downstairs, and seriously, does it really pay in the long run to have that kind of comfort? This is faster. It does it more efficiently, and I love the fact that it's the 14,000 units that's going to give you that. With one hose.
With one hose. And in fact, if you're searching for 14,000, you're going to spend around $600, and the majority of them have 2 hoses. So as you can see right here, this has one hose that vents out your window. Okay, no tools are required. Other ones have the 2 hoses, and they look bulky and they're big and they're cumbersome. So this is a lot easier to use.
Leave it to DeLonghi.
Leave it to DeLonghi. Let's talk about some of the alternatives. So we've got this over here, the window units. We all know what those are. In our house, when we first bought it 15 years ago, we had this in our upstairs, and it rattled the window.
Oh, did it?
Every single night it would rattle, so we couldn't use it.
And I hate that you lose the view out of the window, too.
Well, the window right now is useless. You can't open it. It's screwed in. It takes 2 people to put it in. And, you know, it also, if you have drapes or if you have blinds, you can't really use it. So the window loses its function. But also, we tried to get a comparable unit. The windows are the same size. This is 14,000 BTUs. So we were trying to find a window unit that was 14,000 BTUs to compare it the same. It was so large that we weren't able to fit it in. So
seriously,
this is a 6,500 BTUs. So to be equivalent, to be able to get it in, this is more than double the size. But that's not even the biggest difference. I want to show you what's around here.
Oh, okay, this is the real fun part, where the birds build their nests and the rust drips down the side of the house.
So, okay, here it is. We all know this. It's an eyesore. It sticks out. Certain communities, homeowners associations, they don't even allow these. But what happens after about 6 months or a year, they get weathered, they start to rust, and then it drips. The condensation drips down. It's moldy down here, and it's loud. So if you're outside or if you're a neighbor, you can hear these things. Okay, I want you to see the DeLonghi, and again, the same exact window. It's flush, and I have the screen on too, by the way. You're able to keep your screen. It's flush, and it's on. It's plugged in on the other side. It's venting out here, and notice that there's no drips. Okay, there's nothing, there's no condensation that drips down the side of the house. And it's totally flush. It looks nice. Nobody would ever know that it's around here, that it's plugged in.
But you know what, who's going to know?
Speaking of the no drips, I want to show that no drip technology, because this is really what sets DeLonghi apart from other companies.
I'm coming over, I have to see this.
Okay, come over here, you have to see it. So if you've had maybe, this is a competitive unit right here, by the way. And if you've ever had one in the past, people hear air conditioners, dehumidifiers, and they think water. And you know, we keep our DeLonghi upstairs on the 2nd floor
with wood floors.
And I don't really want water up there, but let me show you typically what's typical in other units. So they have some sort of a drip tray or a water reservoir or something that you have to empty because it drips throughout the day. And if you don't empty it, when it gets full, what happens is it shuts the unit off.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, right. So think about, you just mentioned
you wake up
the middle of the night. Exactly. And you know, if you would wake up, you're hot, you're sweaty, you would have to get out of bed, dump this water out, and then reset your unit. Okay, by that time you're wide awake, and then you're really grumpy. So with this is typical what's in other units. With the DeLonghi, okay, you don't have trays, buckets of water to empty. It has a no drip technology. There are no drips inside your house, and there's no drips outside your house. So I want to show the animation again.
I think that is huge. Yes, let's show that animation.
Okay, so what happens is it converts the water. Water comes through it. It pulls out 10 gallons of water in a 24-hour time period, but it converts it into a vapor, and that vapor is vented outside. But
that's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
Again, it lends itself to that 14,000 BTU. I mean, it's about the power and the design of this DeLonghi unit. That's an Italian company that they think through these things. The inconveniences of the older versions, different names and makes.
And speaking of the design, okay, that you just mentioned, this is the competitive unit. This is 10,000 BTUs. This is the DeLonghi. It's 14,000 BTUs. It is the exact same footprint as our 13,000 BTUs.
Yeah.
So same size. It's compact, it's smaller, and it's more powerful than the competitive units. And the water that you're holding right here, this is showing that's 10 gallons. So every 24 hours, when you have it in that dehumidifier mode,
that's amazing
it is sucking 10 gallons of water out of your room, out of the air, but it converts it into a vapor. And my mom,
you never have to drip or empty a pail or a bucket.
No buckets, no drip trays, exactly. And my mom asked me out the window, she said, well, does it drip a little bit out the window like the window units? No drips inside, none of this, and there's also no drips on the outside. outside. So
I
that's
love DeLonghi.
huge.
They really have perfected some of the big issues that, you know, we've had with portable AC units. That's why it's so important to get a name that you can trust and rely on. And DeLonghi's that brand. We've offered other units in the past, even up to, you know, last week we had a 13,000 BTU unit at this price and it sold out. This first time ever to make the 14,000 BTU unit available to you. And that's as much power as you're going to find. And this price is the lowest price you're going to find here or anywhere for that matter. The item to order is 401762. We have to show the map again because I still can't believe it's not even officially summer.
I know, it's
and
not
look
even
at everything in the orange or red is up in the 80s or 90s.
I know, almost the entire country right now.
That's today's map.
And you know, in Kansas City, it was 92 today, and 3 weeks ago, my mom had the heat on. So just in those couple of weeks, it's gotten bad. We know that last year was bad. This year's supposed to be the same, if not worse. So we know what's coming. Plus, our summers are lasting longer. Or maybe you live in a region, maybe you live out west and you don't even have air conditioning. This is great. You can zone cool. Anytime you can take your main central air conditioning and turn it up a couple notches, you can save around 10% on your electric bills. This is our most powerful. It's going to cool down your room in about 5 minutes. I want to show my gun too because this is the quickest that our gun will change, and we have it on low. So, okay, I'm putting it here, and I'm reading the air coming out of it, and it instantly is below freezing when I turn it on. I can tell it's the most powerful. And then remember, you've got your adjustable thermostat. Let me get, oh my goodness, we're in the teens.
That's crazy.
14. We were, what was it, at 9
The beauty
earlier.
of that is that it's going to cool the rooms and the space you're in down so much faster.
Yeah.
You know, it just dawned on me, something that occurred. What happens when it gets really, really scorching hot? And that is that's what probably causes your AC to actually not function for the weekend. Does that ever happen? Or I've seen neighbors who was like, oh, the AC trucks are out in the front. Well, what are you going to do in the meantime when it's like a really hot day, right?
You know what happened to our host last week?
You did?
Yeah, I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she would want me to tell her. But she had to get a hotel room. And I said, and she has a daughter. Okay, so her daughter had to go to a friend's house. Of course, it was on the weekend. That's when it happens. That's happened to us before. She got a hotel room, and I said, you should have called me. I could have given her one of my DeLonghis at least to let her get through the night. So she ended up spending $100 that she could have put either towards her own DeLonghi.
Lucky to get it at that price.
But of course, it happens on the weekends, and then you end up paying double for the guy to come, for the air conditioning people to come out, and then she had to pay for the price.
Because I just saw a neighbor who had the AC people out, so it just got me thinking. It's like when it gets really hot, sometimes that taxes your air conditioning unit so much if it's not a newer unit. We know how expensive it is to replace our air conditioners, right? Right. So I'm just thinking, even if it's in a backup mode, always nice to have. So again, VIP financing for HSN cardholders, $61.11 to get a $600 unit delivered to your door, free shipping. Or if you have a regular, 8 major credit cards, debit cards, we accept them here at HSN. Even then, it's only $109 to have this. And you know what? Whether you use it right away, or it's for that backup mode, or if it's just to well, maybe you're going to have guests come and spend the weekend or the week, and you know that the back bedroom is the hot room in the house, right? Put that in the unit, or put the unit in the room, I should say, and let them be as comfortable as everybody else in the house without having to crank the AC so far down and everybody else is freezing, but your guests at least are comfortable.
And you know in the summer when your AC is just going nonstop, that's when they tend to break. That is when they break. Well, we'll go through everything again from top to bottom. Don't forget the filter. It comes with a permanent filter, so you never have to buy anything for the unit. It's a permanent filter, and it's called BioSilver technology. So it inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria. We talked about that no drip technology, so there's not standing water. Here's the filter right here. It's on back. So on the back right here, it's permanent. You're not going to be breathing in mold and mildew. When it gets dirty, you can just dip it in water to clean it out. The unit has 4 caster wheels. It comes totally assembled, so you don't have to put anything together. So it's portable. You can move it like this. You can move it from room to room. Let's talk about the top right here. It has a remote control. And one thing that's new this year is the little house right here, so you can put it in here when you're not using it, so you won't lose it. But I love that you can be laying in bed, or you can be on the couch, and all of your same functions are right here. It even tells you what the temperature is. right here. So here's your on-off, your mode. It's an air conditioner. It's your dehumidifier. It also has an all-season fan if you just want to circulate air in the room. And then here's your adjustable thermostat. If you want to turn it up and down, again, you can do that from your remote control. A fan, we were at 9 degrees here, and it's set to low, but it has a low, medium, and high. If your room isn't that large, you can still put it on low, and it's going to cool it down in a matter of minutes. Yep. And then your timer. These are ways to save money with the adjustable thermostat. And then your timer, set it to turn on at 6 p.m. So when you come home at 7, the room is already cold. And with this power, your room is going to be cooled down in 5 minutes. We could tell instantly when we turned it on.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel it, and I said, wow, this is colder.
Your hands must be frozen right now.
I have a blanket over there that I was wrapped up. But let me show installation again in case you're starting to consider it. 5-minute setup.
Hey, and I was just thinking, maybe you've got a summer cabin.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a cottage that, you know, obviously we don't spend as much money on trying to keep a place like that cool. Maybe you keep it there. I love the idea of the portability of this. Granted, it does, it's a, you know, it's a hefty model because it's such great quality. It weighs, I think, 60 pounds or something like that.
Right, but you don't lift it really. You know,
no, you would just wheel it along.
Right,
exactly. It comes out of the box like that.
Yeah. So also, when it comes in the box, look for this. This is your quick start guide. I love that it has pictures too, in case you're wondering like what the hose is, what it looks like. So here it is, easy to read, very simple. No tools are required. I installed it in our windows, and our windows are from 1920s. So you know, you never know with our windows if it's going to fit, but it did, and I did it myself.
So whether they're modern day windows or they're not, it will accommodate up and down sliders, side to side, even sliding glass doors.
And sliding glass doors, yep, it sure does. And so here's your hose right here. It's a flexible hose. Okay, and then this is DeLonghi's system. So on your window, this is how, okay, and if you blink, you're gonna miss it. Okay, and I'm going extra slow. So it fits your windows up and down or side to side. And then here's your adapter. So it'll fit a window 20 inches to 47 inches. It comes out just like this. So that's how it adjusts. You don't need any screws to put it in. The other nice thing, if you go out of town, if you're going out of town for the week, you just take it out and you can close and lock your window. So that's nice too. That's it. You close your window, you plug it into a standard outlet, you turn it on, and that's it. And I know I mentioned earlier, my 11-year-old daughter, okay, takes it out of my office, and we're shutting our central AC off in our upstairs because this is doing a better job than our AC. Our AC, it's older, our house, there's no insulation.
You're going to save so much money this summer.
So much money. This is all we're using, and it's enough to cool her bedroom, and she has a large bedroom, but she just totes it in. You can do it with one hand. You can move it from room to room. We used to have this in her bedroom, and this is what was rattling her window. And as far as the size or the power, the DeLonghi that you're getting today is $14,000. That's the most, if you go out and search it, that's the highest that you can get in the retail marketplace, and that's the most powerful that we've ever had here too at HSN.
Most powerful and the lowest price.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful combination of things, isn't it? Yours is here. I know a couple hundred have already been spoken for. We've got about 10 minutes left in this presentation. This is the only airing, to my knowledge. This is your chance to get something that gives you comfort and that saves you money. That's, at the end of the day, what we all look for, and this is a chance to get a name brand like DeLonghi and delivered right to your door. Or if it's to the country cottage or to the summer lake cabin, we'll send it there as well. Still no charge to ship. That's on us. The item is 401-762. But let's get back to this antiquated window unit, because if you're still dealing with this, I think it's time, don't you?
Okay, 6,500 BTUs versus 14,000 to fit in the same size window. And remember, with the 14,000, DeLonghi has engineered it to where it only needs one hose. So if you're out searching, you'll see a lot of them have the dual hose where it sucks the outside air in. DeLonghi doesn't need to do that. And also, you know, it's bulkier with the two hoses. It's bigger. It's not as attractive. So this looks nicer. The window unit's kind of outdated. It takes two to install. The biggest, I guess, negative would be around the corner here to your neighbors. And every time you drive up, you would be looking at this. But a lot of homeowners associations, they don't even allow these. Certain communities don't allow these. After about a year, they get rusty, they drip, there's mold, they're loud. I think we all know that this is just ugly. I hate to say that. But if you look over here at the DeLonghi, we're able to keep the screen on. It's flat, it's flush, and it's blowing air right here. Yep, everything is on. It's plugged in, and it looks so much nicer, and there's no drips. And that's because of the no drip technology that we're going to talk about over here. So DeLonghi has engineered, it's exclusive to DeLonghi, and what they do is right there, you're looking at it, it takes the moisture out of the air. In fact, 10 gallons of water, but it converts it into a vapor, and then it vents it out the window. There's no drips inside your house or outside your house. And I think that's probably one of the biggest negatives. People hear dehumidifiers and they get scared because they think of this.
Right, exactly. Watch this. This is not something you have to deal with when you buy this DeLonghi from us at HSN tonight.
Yeah,
this
and this is not a DeLonghi. But you know what, Kelly? These are out there right now. Like, there's a lot of these where you have to do this. You have to empty the bucket, or some of them are a drip tray, but you have to go over and empty this, and then the unit shuts off. So it's not fun to do if it's in the middle of the night and then you wake up, or even during the day.
It's never fun. Exactly. It's just an extra thing to have to do.
It's a mess. And you know, if you have wood floors, this also isn't something that you want to mess with. But with that no drip technology, you don't have to mess with your water inside or outside. There's no trays or anything else.
This feels so good.
And if you, you know, up north, you're from up north too. So a lot of times it's not that hot, but it does get humid. You can put it on that dehumidifier mode, maybe in a basement even, and it takes out 10 gallons. 10 gallons of water.
In a 24-hour cycle.
In one day.
And it recirculates that humidity into a vapor. Isn't that brilliant? I mean, that just goes to, you know, the proprietary technology that DeLonghi puts into these units. That is not something you get with other units, with other brand names. You get it here. BioSilver technology, trapping those big pollens and the dusty particles onto that BioSilver filter. That is also going to help eliminate the bacteria and growth that accumulates on other models. So, what a buy when you think about the technology, the design. I mean, they make a beautiful machine. And the fact is, you throw in that $50 rebate, send it in. You'll get a $50 check back in the mail from DeLonghi, and you will have this unit that you will take with you. You will own it. You can move it from room to room, house to house, floor to floor, whatever the case may be. I'm really thrilled to see the response. Once again, most powerful that we have ever offered, and it's here tonight, right now, the 14,000 BTU unit. And the item again, 401-762. I see we put a clock in on the screen. You have a chance to get this, and it'll be delivered in a couple of days.
Yay! And also, as far as the price, Callie, we were told, and we talked to our buyer today, this is the lowest price that our 14,000 BTU will be for the entire season. And as far as the quantity, this quantity is supposed to last us through the entire season.
This is the first day.
This is the first day that we've had this one, at the 14,000. So I want to show you the power again. Oh my goodness,
that's
instantly
what? 3 degrees.
Oh my, we're at 1, we've never got.
Oh my gosh, it's
and I can
crazy.
feel it. I can tell the difference. We're in the negatives. That's how powerful this is. This is.
How was your hand?
My hand is freezing. This is. And the thing is, even though it's 14,000 BTUs and it's our most powerful, the design, it's the exact same footprint as our other ones. And remember, there's only one venting hose. So if you start, because I was looking earlier, there's the dual hose. You don't have that with this. There's one.
It's not as attractive. It's more work, and just there's one. That's another, again, leave it to DeLonghi. So fantastic. We're going to show you one more time how easy this is to put in or take out of windows. So for those of you who in the past have had to struggle with that, by the way, these are all the elements that you're receiving here.
And look for these too. This in the box, here's your $50 rebate, but then there's that quick start guide that I was telling you about. So these are the two things. Keep an eye out for that. No tools are required to put this together. No tools, not even a screwdriver. You don't need a screwdriver. It comes fully assembled. Even the caster wheels, you know, sometimes you have to screw caster wheels.
Those are attached.
They're already attached. So it's portable, and you can even swirl it like this, or you can move it from side to side. You can move it from room to room. And you put your hose on the back right here. It fits on, and then you vent it out the window right here. So your window, it'll fit, in case you're just tuning in, your windows that go up and down like this one, or your windows that slide side to side, and then this adjusts 20 inches. If you want to measure your window right now, 20 inches to 47 inches. And look how simple that is. There's no screwdrivers. And then if your window slides side to side, you put it up like this. Can you kind of see how that goes? It goes up like this. Okay, there you go. But then for your other windows, it fits in like this. Okay, you put your window down, and then you plug it in, you turn it on, and it's that easy.
And you don't need any special power, just a regular outlet.
Regular outlet, right, exactly, your household current. And then if you want to take it out to the garage, I know we have a detached garage, and my husband goes out there and kind of tinkers, and he works out there sometimes. He takes this out there.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
What a lifesaver.
We don't have any, you know, we're in Florida.
Who has an AC unit in a garage?
Exactly. So that's nice that it's portable, because these are not portable. I know with your window units, they're screwed in. You lose the function of the window. You can't see out, really. They're an eyesore. Ours, I told you this before, ours used to rattle the window. And I know our windows are 100 years old, but still, every time we turned it on, it was rattling the window. So we had to get rid of it. But on the other side, and again, we could only fit in a 6,500 BTUs versus a 14,000. So the DeLonghi today is a lot more powerful than what you're going to be able to fit into a window unit. But it's the back side, it's the rear side that's really the ugly part. And over time they get rusty, they drip. The one that we had dripped water onto our wood deck, and we always had this moldy puddle down here. So that's just what happens because of the condensation. But with the DeLonghi, it has that no drip technology. So believe it or not, here it is. It's installed on the other side, and it's the air, the vent right here, the vapor's coming out, but there's no drips. And also, I think an important thing to know is that your screen can stay on, which is kind of nice, because you lose your screen when you have the window unit. So that's an important factor too. But it's clean, it's flush. And then we did show you the competitive unit earlier. This is 10,000 BTUs. The DeLonghi is 14,000 BTUs, which is the most powerful that there is on the marketplace. And it's a smaller footprint, and it has the no drip technology. So this over here, this is what people, when they hear that dehumidifier, air conditioner, this is what a lot of people have to do is in the middle of the night, or maybe it's during the day, you have to be emptying this or your unit will shut off. So you have to get up, you have to get out of bed, pour that out. The unit shuts off, so you have to reset the unit. You don't have to mess with that. So with that no drip technology, it's pulling 10 gallons of water. Think about that, 10 gallons of water out of your air, and it converts it into a vapor. So the big deal about that is there's no drips.
This is 10 gallons, just to give you a point of reference. You don't have to deal with a bucket and empty anything. It literally recirculates the air, and it puts all that vapor out into the universe. So I love all of those features. The other thing is, as a quick reminder, it comes with a full year warranty with an additional 4 years on all of the sealed parts. So you are set to go. One purchase that you will have, I'm sure, for a lifetime. When you think about the ability to be able to cool a space. When we're overly heated, we're all cranky. No wonder, you know. And if you're not sleeping through the night because the room you're sleeping in is just not comfortable, set this on low. You've got that wonderful remote control, so you can contain, you know, really control the atmosphere that you're in, and wake up feeling energized. And if you've got a room that you were saying your husband works out in the garage outside.
Yeah.
Maybe you work out in a room in your home and it's just crazy hot. Maybe this is where you put it. Or maybe you put it there for one day and then you wheel it to the kitchen, or wheel it to the den, or wheel it to the bedroom. That's the beauty, is that you can really, boy, enjoy not spending as much on power. It makes me crazy, because it's not like you can call your company and say, I think there's a mistake. I think you've overcharged me for my AC this month. Yeah, like we have any power, right?
Right.
They do.
Exactly.
And, you know, the only thing we can do is keep those numbers down, right?
Yeah, the key to having these is to be able to save money. You've got your, right there, your adjustable thermostat that you can adjust it to turn up or down, and you have a timer. So you can set it to turn on or off at a certain time, which is huge. The other thing, like, you know, if you like to cook, I know in the summertime, our kitchen just gets so hot.
Scorching.
You can have that nice, cool air blowing on you when you're in the kitchen.
Great.
Okay, so because this is 14,000 BTUs, it is our most powerful unit, and I can tell just by holding it. So watch this for a second. I want you to see how quickly, when I turn this on, okay, it comes on, it's already below freezing. Oops, sorry, I accidentally turned that off. But you can see how quickly it's going down. It was in the minus, what was it, minus something?
It was -3.
Earlier, -3.
Maybe
and we have
even
it on
lower.
the lowest setting that there is. So this is the most powerful at the lowest price. And I love that with the DeLonghi, there's only one venting hose instead of the dual hose technology. You don't have to fiddle with that. The no drip technology. The filter, okay, this is the BioSilver filter. It's a permanent filter. You never have to buy anything for this unit, ever. This is permanent. If it gets dirty, you can wash it. But the nice thing is it inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria. You saw all that standing water in the other units, so that's why a lot of times...
You'll notice I'm not touching these nasty bacteria.
I know, look at these. But
filters.
that's why when you have standing water in those units and those buckets and drip trays, a lot of times you have to do this. This is what happens, is you get the mold and the mildew, and then you wake up with a sore throat. We've all had that happen.
Well, you know, I'm just coming off the heels of not feeling well, and so all of that makes a big difference to create an atmosphere that you can stay healthy and comfortable in. So I know our clock is close to expiring. This is the first day. What a pleasure to be able to offer the 14,000 BTU unit. And that doesn't mean it's going to draw more power from your electrical source. It just means it's going to pump more cool air into the room that you're in. And when we say
faster.
And faster, 600 square feet. That's, my producer said her first apartment was smaller than that. You know, and that's the case. That's a big room. It's a 3-car garage, to give you a point of reference, of 600 square feet. And yours is on its way, not a dime to ship to you. This is a heavy product that's going to be shipped for free. So you don't pay for it. And if you want to use FlexPay, you can use one of any major credit card or debit cards and spend a little over $100 to get it delivered. Or if you have an HSN card, it's a little more than $61 a month. We hold the balance, you get the product, and you'll start enjoying a nice, cool environment. From DeLonghi, it doesn't get much better than that. So again, 401762 is the item number. Julie, final words? What did we forget?
I'm
anything?
just glad the most powerful. And if you're looking out in the retail marketplace, they're $600 out there. That's kind of the standard. And you know that DeLonghi brought